The Opel Grandland launched in South Africa literally just a few weeks ago, this new version. And the first thing that you obviously will see is what Opel called the visor grille, first introduced in South Africa on the Mocha about a year ago. So it's the new family face of Opel. And it looks pretty striking. You almost get the impression it could be electric or something, or you know there's something coming in that field anyway, so keep that in mind. Now the Grandland is their medium SUV in the range, comes in 3 spec levels, all powered by the same engine and gearbox combination. So this video, seeing as we had the launch video so recently, is going to concentrate on the differences between the 3 models. You get the Turbo, you get the GS line, and you get this one they call the Ultimate. Interesting name, I think. So what differs and differentiates the Ultimate from the other 2? Well, right in front, first of all, the skid plate at the front and rear is silver on the Ultimate. Not a big difference, but it's there. Then, to me, one of the most important features of this car that you get on both GS line and Ultimate is the headlights. They are what Opel call the Intellilux LED headlight system. Now this headlight system is really state-of-the-art, and to me it is a great system. It is LED, obviously, as I said. It has different modes for different driving conditions. It has auto on, obviously, but it has auto high beam as well, and that high beam adjusts for oncoming traffic, etc., etc. Without you having to touch anything. It'll dim, or it just doesn't blind oncoming drivers. It's that wonderful technology that's now available, and I think is fantastic. And with current load shedding in South Africa at the moment, you want good lighting if you're going to drive around at night. Come around the side and you'll see 17-inch alloys on Turbo, 18s on GS line and Ultimate, black ones on GS line, and the diamond cut on Ultimate. So there's a difference again. As I said, I'm showing you the differences, and that's the most important. Your body skirts are body colored on the Ultimate, your roof rails are black, and you've got chrome surrounds on the windows and doors on Ultimate spec. So you can see there are a number of items you get that I think are very, very important. Now let's just jump in while I'm busy here. Let's take a look at the accommodation and the space. So I'll jump in the back seat. And it's a pretty nice place to be, I must tell you. Driver's seat as always is set for me. More than enough legroom. Headroom's good with my hat on. You get aircon vents, and now again, Ultimate gives you heated rear seats. Nice one there. And there is a USB-C down at the bottom over there as well, right down there. I can't really get it to you. And note, full leather trim with contrast stitching. We're going to talk a lot more about the seats later on, I can tell you that much. So there you go, accommodation-wise. Now let's come round to the boot over here and to the rear. Press over there. Good stuff, I like, of course. And this is very definitely a 1 Allen boot, if not a bit more. I know the figures from Opel, just over 500 litres. I just am being lazy and not taking the shelf out the way, so just understand that. And a little bit of a load sill, but not a very high one, which is also a useful feature. But in a nice sized boot, you've even got the ski flap, or whatever you want to call it over there, which is something if you want to carry long items. And you have got a space saver spare wheel over there. So we're not going to say too much about that, but at least you do have a spare wheel. Press button, close. As I said, all 3 models do have the same powertrain. It's the very familiar Stellantis 1.6 litre 4-cylinder turbo petrol that puts out 121 kilowatts, 240 newton meters of torque, driving the front wheels through a very, very smooth 6-speed torque converter automatic gearbox. Let's check it on the road. Let's see inside.
My name is Michael Pashut and I'm the proud owner of Change Cars and the host of the TV show All Things Motoring. I'm even prouder to work with Alan Rosenmeyer of Motor Matters, your #1 review specialist for all things new. If you are looking for a new or used car, if you're looking for advice, visit changecars.co.za and I promise you, you will get the best advice from the best dealers in South Africa.
On the road in the Grandland, yes, we're out cruising, Hearties, Motor Matters road trip on a Sunday, and have a look, I've even got an Opel cap, and you may be able to see I've got my Opel Corsa Light Barrages shirt on. Just a bit of fun on Motor Matters. But let me tell you, it cruises smoothly, it cruises comfortably. That 1.6 litre turbo engine gives you 121 kilowatts, 240 newton meters of torque through a 6-speed auto, driving the front wheels, of course. But what, of course, Stellantis do with the Opel versions is it's the sportier handling, the slightly sportier suspension out of their range that they make sure they do, and they always do for you. I must say, I owned an Opel a long time ago when they were massive sellers in South Africa. We all know the situation now, but this car deserves to sell a lot better than it does. It's a lekker cruiser. I want to call it that, and that's exactly what it does. That's the lane key. Starting off behind the wheel and having a look at the 12.5-inch TFT screen that you've got for the driver, as well as the 10-inch screen over there for the infotainment, what Opel call their panel, their pure panel. Fuel consumption, well, we've done in fact more than the 412 kilometers, largely urban driving, some freeway, showing 8.1 liters per 100. It's a figure I think most owners will achieve very easily. The other thing Opel referred to as digital detox is you can set and you can personalize the instrument panel to show more or less information as you wish and as you want. You come to the steering wheel over here, and you've got your cruise control over there on that side, and in the center there, I like this heated steering wheel, really for Europe, not for South Africa, but good for the conditions if you want it. And tiny little flappy paddles on the steering column for that 6-speed automatic gearbox. Also important features as far as I am concerned. You come across to the center screen now, and you have a look, and you can see you've obviously got all the functions you're going to want. I've got it on navigation right now just to show you, because it is there and it's nice and easy. And you've got that volume control, which is a good one. You come down to your dual zone climate control, and on ultimate spec only, you get heated and cooled front seats. I mentioned the rear seats are heated as well. Nice little hidey hole over here if you want to put your phone, so it's out of prying eyes, away from prying eyes. A USB there and a 12 volt. But then what you've got here that's quite an interesting little feature is under the center armrest you've got an area over here which allows you your inductive charging, and it's got a little elastic strap over there to keep your phone in place very neatly. And of course then you can link your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay to the system and hide your phone away while it's charging while you're on the drive. Your gear shift over here, it's the push-pull type system, 6-speed torque converter, very smooth, very easy, very comfortable, and you've got 3 drive modes, Eco, Normal and Sport. I'll be honest with you, I haven't even touched that on this test. You do have a somewhat intrusive lane departure system on this car, and I do find it a touch intrusive. You can switch it out using that button over there. Tempting, I must tell you. Very tempting. Now, on the interior, something important to tell you about the different models as well as the seating. Take a look at let's show you the passenger seat over here. You've got the extendable little thigh support over there, which is important. GS Line and Ultimate models get seats that were designed in conjunction with an organization called AGR in Germany. Now they specialize in back issues and back injuries, and these seats have been ergonomically designed for people with back problems, but only in GS Line and Ultimate. One way to know which model you're in is very simply, Turbo gets cloth seats, GS Line gets leather and Alcantara combination, and Ultimate gets full leather. So there you go, and that's how you'll know which one you're in. Very, very easy and very simple. Now, what is really important is to know some of the important features you're going to get on the different models. And I'm actually going to read some of this to you because there is so much, and it really is important. You've obviously got EBD, electronic braking distribution, and emergency braking assistance. You've got electronic stability program. You've got hill start assist. You've got front and rear park assist, blind spot detection, driver attention alert, lane departure warning, speed and road sign recognition. That's important, isn't it? And cruise control on all models. Then, when you go up to the GS line, you add items like active lane keeper system, lane departure warning, and forward collision avoidance and mitigation. I mentioned the seats too already, and you do go up on GS line to those IntelliLux LED pixel headlights, and that is very, very important as well. Then on Ultimate, this is the most important one to know. You add items like the Pure Panel I mentioned to you, the reverse camera, which then adds 360-degree camera views. You've got the full leather, heated and cooled seats. You've got your wireless smartphone charger. I've told you all of these, and those are the most important items you add to the models as you go along. So I think you're getting the idea of exactly what level of spec you get out of the three different models. Well, what do they cost you? That's the next question, isn't it? I'm going to round off 600,000 for turbo, 670 for the GS line, and 720,000 Rand will put you behind the wheel of the Ultimate. If you want my opinion, safety, safety, safety means definitely GS line, if not Ultimate. And when you look at what you get for the extra bit on the Ultimate model over GS line, I think I would go for Ultimate personally, but it is a choice only you can make. The Opel, as opposed to the Stellantis brethren, shall we call it? Well, I've said in the clip while we're on the road that it does add the extra little sportiness to the ride of the car. Opel was such a power in South Africa way back in the 1990s. This car, to me, between the Mocha and this one in particular, I think they deserve to be selling a lot more than they are right now. But that's a personal opinion. You also get a 5-year, 90,000 kilometer service plan thrown into the deal. Go and check it out if you're looking for a medium family SUV. I don't think you'll be very disappointed at all. For Motor Matters, I'm Eleanor. See you next time.